Welcome to another thrilling episode where we uncover hidden treasures in the world of coin collecting. Today, we're taking a deep dive into a coin that might just be hiding in your pocket change, the 1971 Washington quarter. At first glance, this coin might seem like any ordinary 25-cent piece, but what if I told you that certain versions of this quarter have sold for an astonishing amount of money? That's right. Some rare and unique 1971 quarters have been auctioned for an unbelievable price, so stick with me as we explore the history of the 1971 quarter, where it was minted, the rare errors that can make it incredibly valuable, and of course, the jaw-dropping auction price of a truly rare find. If you have a 1971 quarter, you'll want to pay close attention, because yours might be worth a fortune. The story behind the 1971 Washington quarter. The Washington quarter series began in 1932, initially to honor the 200th birthday of George Washington. It quickly became a standard part of American currency and has remained in circulation ever since. By the time 1971 arrived, the quarter had already undergone a significant change. In 1965, the U.S. Mint stopped using silver in quarters due to rising silver prices. Instead, they switched to a copper-nickel-clad composition, which is what you still see in quarters today. However, despite this change, some extremely rare 1971 quarters have been discovered that defy expectations, making them highly valuable to collectors. Where was the 1971 quarter minted? If you own a 1971 Washington quarter, take a look just below the date on the front of the coin. That's where you'll find the mint mark, which tells you where your coin was produced. Philadelphia Mint. No mint mark. The Philadelphia Mint produced millions of these quarters, but some rare error coins have surfaced, making them worth serious money. Denver Mint. D mint mark. The Denver Mint also struck a large number of 1,971 quarters. High-grade versions from this mint can be extremely valuable. San Francisco Mint. S mint mark. Proof coins. The San Francisco Mint produced proof coins, which were specially struck with a high level of detail and a mirror-like finish. These are particularly desirable among collectors. What makes the 1971 quarter valuable? Not all 1971 quarters are valuable, but certain factors can make them highly collectible. Here's what to look for. 1. High-grade coins in mint condition. Coins in mint state, MS, condition, meaning they look brand new and have no signs of wear, are always more valuable. If your 1971 quarter has been well preserved and is graded MS 65 or higher, it could be worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars. 2. Rare minting errors. Some of the most valuable 1971 quarters contain minting errors, making them one-of-a-kind collector's items. Some of the most well-known errors include double die obverse, DDO. This occurs when the coin's design is accidentally struck twice, creating a noticeable doubling effect in the date or lettering. Off-center strikes. If the coin's design isn't perfectly centered, it becomes a rare misprint, increasing its value. Clipped planchets. If a portion of the quarter is missing due to a minting mistake, it can become highly collectible. The shocking auction price of a rare 1971 quarter. Now, let's get to the most exciting part. How much can a 1971 quarter actually be worth? While most 1971 quarters are only worth 25 cents, rare high-grade examples or coins with unique errors have been sold for an absolutely staggering amount of money. One exceptionally rare 1971 quarter, in near-perfect condition, was auctioned for an unbelievable $93,000. Final thoughts. Today, we're talking about a coin that many people might overlook in their pocket change but could be worth a small fortune. The 1974 United States quarter dollar. Could you be holding one of these rare quarters without even realizing it? Stay with us as we uncover what makes the 1974 quarter special, how to spot valuable errors, and how much one of these coins could be worth in today's market. The history of the 1974 quarter. The Washington quarter has been in circulation since 1932, originally introduced to honor the 200th birthday of George Washington. It replaced the standing Liberty quarter and quickly became one of the most recognizable coins in U.S. history. By the time the 1974 quarter was minted, the composition of U.S. coins had already changed significantly. Originally, quarters were made of 90% silver, but by 1965, the U.S. Mint switched to a copper-nickel-clad composition due to rising silver prices. This meant that most quarters produced after this time were no longer made of silver, but some rare mistakes and varieties still make certain quarters extremely valuable. Where was the 1974 quarter minted? The 1974 quarter was minted in 3 different locations. Philadelphia, no mint mark. The Philadelphia Mint produced millions of quarters, and these are the most common. However, some Philadelphia quarters with high grades or errors can be quite valuable. Denver, D mint mark, quarters with a small d below Washington's ponytail were minted in Denver. Some of these quarters have been found with rare errors, making them highly collectible. San Francisco, S mint mark, proof coins. The San Francisco Mint struck proof quarters in 1974, intended specifically for collectors. These coins have a mirror-like finish and sharp details. If you come across a 1974 S-proof quarter, especially in its original mint packaging, it could be worth significantly more than face value. Why is the 1974 quarter valuable? You might be wondering, what makes a 1974 quarter worth more than 25 cents? The answer lies in a few key factors: condition, minting errors, and rare varieties. Point 1. High-grade quarters, mint state coins. Most quarters from 1974 have been in circulation for decades, making pristine examples extremely rare. Coins that are graded MS-65 or higher, meaning they are in mint condition with no wear, can sell for impressive amounts at auctions. If your 1974 quarter still has its original shine, sharp details, and no scratches, it could be a high-grade coin worth much more than face value. Point 2. Rare minting errors that increase value. Some 1974 quarters have errors that make them highly collectible. Here are a few of the most sought-after errors. Double die obverse, DDO. This error occurs when the design on the front of the coin is struck twice, causing a slight doubling effect. Look for doubling in the words "Liberty" or "In God We Trust." Off-center strike. If the coin was not struck perfectly centered, part of the design may be missing or misaligned. The more off-center the strike, the rarer the coin. Clipped planchet. Sometimes, a small part of the coin's edge is missing due to a minting mistake. These error coins are rare and collectible. Transitional metal error. While most 1974 quarters were made of copper-nickel, a few were mistakenly struck on leftover silver planchets from earlier years. If you have a 1974 quarter that looks silvery and weighs around 6.25 grams instead of 5.67 grams, you could be holding an ultra-rare transitional error coin. How to check if your 1974 quarter is valuable? If you think you might have a valuable 1974 quarter, follow these steps to check its worth. 1. Look for the mint mark. If you have a 1974 San Francisco proof quarter, S mint mark, in perfect condition, it could be valuable. Point 2. Examine the condition. Coins in uncirculated condition or proof coins in their original cases are worth more. Point 3. Search for errors. Use a magnifying glass to check for doubling, off-center strikes, or missing letters on the coin. Point 4. Weigh the coin. A standard 1974 quarter should weigh 5.67 grams. If yours weighs more, it could be a silver error coin. Record-breaking auction prices. Some 1974 quarters with rare errors or high grades have sold for jaw-dropping amounts at auctions. Collectors and investors are always on the lookout for these special coins, and if you happen to find one in your collection, you could be in for a big payday. Final word. So, before you spend that 1974 quarter, take a moment to check its mint mark, condition, and weight, because you just might have a hidden treasure in your hands. Some of these rare quarters have been known to sell for $73,000 at auction. We're diving deep into the United States 1979 Washington quarter, a coin that may seem ordinary but could be worth far more than its face value. Imagine holding a simple 25-cent piece that could be worth a fortune. Yes, that's right. So, what makes certain 1979 quarters so valuable? What rare errors should you look for? And most importantly, could you be sitting on one of these rare and expensive coins? Stay with us as we explore the history, mint locations, special varieties, and jaw-dropping auction prices that make this coin a must-watch for collectors. The the story behind the 1979 Washington quarter. The Washington quarter was first introduced in 1932, replacing the standing Liberty quarter, and it has remained an essential part of American currency ever since. Originally made of 90% silver, the quarter underwent a significant change in 1965, when silver was removed from circulation coins and replaced with a copper-nickel-clad composition. By 1979, the Washington quarter had been in circulation for decades, but certain rare minting errors and well-preserved examples have since become highly valuable to collectors. Where was the 1979 quarter minted? To determine if your 1979 quarter is valuable, the first thing to check is where it was minted. You can find this out by looking for a small letter, called a mint mark, just below Washington's ponytail on the obverse front of the coin. Philadelphia Mint. No mint mark. Millions of 1979 quarters were struck in Philadelphia, but some in pristine condition or with rare errors can be worth a substantial amount. Denver Mint. D mint mark. Denver also produced a high number of quarters in 1979. A Denver minted quarter in uncirculated condition or with a minting error could be worth significantly more than face value. San Francisco Mint. S mint mark. Proof coins. The San Francisco Mint struck proof versions of the 1979 quarter, which were specially made for collectors. These coins have a mirror-like finish and can be worth a lot if they are still in their original condition. What makes the 1979 quarter valuable? Most 1979 quarters are only worth face value, but certain rare varieties and high-grade examples can sell for hundreds or even thousands of dollars. Let's explore the top factors that can make your 1979 quarter incredibly valuable. 1. High-grade coins, mint state or proof condition. Coins that have never been circulated and remain in pristine condition are highly sought after by collectors. A 1979 quarter graded MS 65 or higher, mint state, can be worth much more than face value, especially if it has sharp details, original luster, and no scratches or wear. 2. Rare minting errors. Minting errors are one of the biggest factors that can increase the value of a 1979 quarter. Some of the most desirable errors include double die obverse, DDO. A coin with this error shows doubling on the lettering or design, making it extremely collectible. Off-center strikes. If the coin was not struck perfectly centered, part of the design may be missing, making it a rare and valuable find. Clipped planchets. A small portion of the coin's edge may be missing due to a minting mistake. These error coins can sell for impressive amounts. Transitional metal errors. While 1979 quarters were supposed to be made of copper-nickel clad, some rare errors were struck on leftover silver planchets from earlier years. If you find a 1979 quarter that appears silver in color, it could be one of these ultra-rare transitional error coins. How to check if your 1979 quarter is valuable? If you have a 1979 quarter, take these steps to determine its potential value. 1. Look for the mint mark. If your quarter is from the San Francisco Mint, S mint mark, and is a proof coin, it could be worth more. 2. Examine the condition. If your coin looks brand new, with no scratches or wear, it may be a high-grade specimen. 3. Search for errors. Use a magnifying glass to check for doubling, off-center strikes, or missing letters. 4. Weigh the coin. A standard 1979 quarter should weigh 5.67 grams. If your coin weighs more or less, it could be an error coin struck on the wrong planchet. Record-breaking auction prices. Rare 1979 quarters in perfect condition or with unique errors have sold for jaw-dropping amounts at auctions. Some collectors are willing to pay thousands for the right coin, making it one of the most exciting finds in modern coin collecting. Final word. So, the next time you come across a 1979 quarter, don't just spend it. Take a moment to examine it closely, because you might be holding a rare and valuable piece of history. Who knows? That little coin in your pocket could be worth $53,000. We're going to explore a hidden gem that could be lurking in your pocket change, the 1981 United States quarter dollar. You might think it's just a regular coin, but what if I told you that some of these quarters could be worth a fortune? That's right. The 1981 quarter has some special varieties, mint errors, and high-grade conditions that can make it highly valuable among collectors. And at the end of this video, we'll reveal a jaw-dropping price that one of these coins recently sold for, so stick around and find out if you could be holding a rare treasure. A brief history of the 1981 quarter. The Washington quarter was first introduced in 1932 to honor the 200th birthday of George Washington. Over the years, the design has remained mostly the same, with some modifications to its metal composition. By 1981, the quarter was being minted in copper-nickel clad rather than the 90% silver used in earlier years. Even though the 1981 quarter was mass-produced, some unique versions and rare mint errors have made certain coins highly valuable to collectors. Could you have one of these rare quarters in your collection? Let's find out. Where was the 1981 quarter minted? The 1981 quarter was minted at 3 different locations, and each version has unique characteristics. Philadelphia Mint, no mint mark, the most common version, but rare high-grade examples exist. Denver Mint, D mint mark. These quarters have a D under Washington's ponytail and could be valuable in pristine condition. San Francisco Mint, S mint mark, proof coins. These were made specifically for collectors and can be worth more if they are still in their original packaging. What makes the 1981 quarter valuable? Not all 1981 quarters are valuable, but there are a few factors that can skyrocket their worth. Let's take a look at what you should be checking for in your coins. 1. High-grade coins, mint state and proof conditions. Most quarters in circulation have been used, scratched, and worn over the years, making them common and not particularly valuable. However, if you have a 1981 quarter in mint state, MS, condition, meaning it looks brand new with no wear, it could be worth far more than its face value. Professional coin grading services like PCGS and NGC assign grades from MS 60 to MS 70, with MS 70 being a perfect coin. The higher the grade, the higher the value. 2. Rare mint errors. Some 1981 quarters contain minting mistakes that make them extremely valuable to collectors. Here are some error types to look for. Double die obverse, DDO. This happens when the design is stamped twice, creating a doubling effect on letters like Liberty or In God We Trust. Off-center strikes. If the quarter was struck incorrectly, causing the design to be off-center, it can be worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars. Clipped planchet. If a section of the coin's edge is missing due to a minting error, it's considered rare and collectible. Transitional metal error. While most 1981 quarters are made of copper-nickel, a few have been accidentally struck on silver planchets. If you find a quarter that looks silver and weighs 6.25 grams instead of 5.67 grams, you could be holding a major rarity. How to check if your 1981 quarter is valuable? Wondering if you have a valuable 1981 quarter? Here's how you can check. 1. Check for a mint mark. Look under Washington's ponytail. If it has a D or S mint mark, it might be valuable. 2. Examine the condition. If your quarter is shiny, well-preserved, and has no signs of wear, it could be a high-grade coin. 3. Look for errors. Use a magnifying glass to inspect the lettering and design for any doubling or irregularities. 4. Weigh the coin. If it weighs more than 5.67 grams, you might have an ultra-rare silver transitional error. Record-breaking auction prices. Some 1981 quarters in pristine condition or with rare errors have sold for staggering amounts at auction. Collectors and investors are always searching for these special coins, and if you happen to find one, you could be in for a life-changing payday. Final thought. So, before you spend that 1981 quarter, take a moment to check it carefully, because you might be holding a small fortune in your hands. Some of these rare quarters have been known to sell for $33,000 at auction. If you enjoyed this video and want to learn more about rare and valuable coins, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss an update. Have you ever found a rare coin in your pocket change? Let us know in the comments. See you in the next video.